Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic slash non-classic. This is episode number 202 and Doubleshot number 136. Okay? First up, it's Spider-Man 2099, Volume 1, out of time, excuse me. This contains the first 5 issues of Spider-Man 2099, Volume 2, and the Spider-Man 2099 story from Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, number 1. And the preview issue that they had, the previous story they have in here, which said before, just directly before the events of this, it said before the day before, or at least maybe a day or two before the events of issue 1. Now, the awesome Peter David is on the writing. Excuse me. That was my phone. The awesome Peter David does the writing, and the artwork is done by Will Seeley and Rick Linardi. And last time I checked, I think Rick Linardi, well, he does the penciling for issue number 5 in here, but Rick Linardi is known for being the co-creator, along with Peter David, of this very character. Now it's just Miguel and Lyra. That's his assistant. She is, let's see, lovely hologram. This is her. Yeah, he brought her with her when he came to the past during the, I believe it was if you read the third to last trade that collects issues from Superior Spider-Man, that's when he comes to the present. But, yeah. The reason why I'm reviewing the first trade now instead of reviewing before, because I didn't have this before. Now I do. The first story is just the introduction to a new supporting character who will be a supporting character, and as far as you know, still kind of is, in the form of this pink-haired woman named Tempest, who makes her first appearance in this very story. Basically, the previous story is known as Homecoming, sort of, where, let's see, where is she? Here she is. This is Miguel's love interest for the Spider-Man 29 series. In case you wonder, what happened to his fiance? Who was fans of the previous Spider-Man 29 series? What happened to his fiance? No mention of her is made in this very series. Now Miguel still has his classic costume. Man, that cover art is beautiful. And he first saves her from a mugging, and apparently she has the woman has a death wish. Yes, and it's later revealed that she, when Miguel gets his own apartment, in apartment obviously numbered 2099, she's actually building Super. I am not kidding. And apparently, she's called up to the apartment because she's scared to clean up some blood. It's a nice little apartment. Basically, the apartment's not seen very much throughout this entire run. Well, mainly because, it's just seen on and off throughout this particular story arc, and doesn't return until toward the end of the volume. Now, there are 3 supporting characters in here, along with Tempest. You have Tobias Stone, who made his first appearance at the start of Iron Man Volume 3, who was a supporting character in Amazing Spider-Man, moved over to Spirit Spider-Man, and now he's a supporting character of this very series, along with Liz Allen, who was a long-time Spider-Man supporting character, and he learns why she's there is because she's the owner of Alchemax, and Tobias is Miguel's grandfather. And there's a bit of a surprise of what Spider-Man Villain is also a supporting character of the series. As a matter of fact, if you read the start of the current volume, he's still a supporting character this time. I'm like, really? He is? I'll reveal who he is in a minute. But simply, Miguel gets his own apartment. He meets up with her. Basically, he's smitten with her at first. And it turns out she's actually, later on, it's revealed a little bit later on, that she's actually has leukemia. A very rare one that there's barely any treatments for it. And Miguel is trying to be as nice as her as he can, though he does like her. Plus, he does some heroic stuff as Spider-Man 29. And he also, for a couple of issues, he goes to another country called Trans-Siberia, I think his name is. It's not the home country of Silver Sable. It's that country is in Europe. From look at this country, it looks like a Middle Eastern country, who basically is ruled by a dictator, and him and Tobias are there to sell some Spider Slayers. And Scorpion is also there too. Yes, Matt Gorgon the Scorpion. And at this point in time, this is the first time he showed up as a No Escape storyline from Superior Spider-Man. And I thought he was converted to a cyborg. Apparently, all of a sudden the parts is removed and he's got like organic parts. Now, if you see him without his suit on, he looks like let's see, what's a good shot of his suit? Here it is. This is what it looks like when he's not in the suit. Look at that. He's got like scars on his face, probably from the surgery he probably had gone through in order to become Scorpion full time. And it was nice to see it. Heck, he has no idea about Spider-Man 2099 at all. He just thinks it's the Spider-Man he's known for years, wearing different costume, even though it really isn't. Heck, he's surprised to see him. But it's basically issue 4 is kind of like the end of the first arc, and then like issue 5, even though it serves as an Edge of Spider-Verse tie-in, it's more like also when it's on 616, it's more like a epilogue to what's been going on since issue 1. I mean, it's a nice little wrap up, and these are a nice set of issues. Basically, overall, you can say that the 5 issues that are in here are 5 loosely connected issues that just tell a good story, and that's one thing to give up Peter David. I mean, he's got awesome cliffhangers in here. And yes, I have read the next thing where he comes back from Spider-Verse, stuff like that. But this is awesome. I highly recommend it. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's awesome. Alright, next up is The Joker, Endgame. This collects the entirety of the Endgame storyline. Now here's the thing. Here's what it collects. Batman Volume 2, issues 25 to 40. First and second story, believe it or not. It also collects Batman number 3. And also contains the Endgame one-shots for Arkham Manor, Batgirl, Detective Comics, and Gotham Academy. Now, the order for how they are in this particular trade is this. First is the Batman Annual. And then it's 35 and 36 of Batman. Then it's the Arkham Manor one-shot. Then it's issue 38. Then it's Detective Comics. Then it's issue 39. Then after issue 39, then it's both the Gotham Academy and the Batgirl one-shots. Yes. Actually, scratch it. It's Batman number 3, 35, 36 of Batman, Arkham Manor, 37. Then it's Detective Comics. Then it's 38. Then it's I believe next is Gotham Academy. And then the Batgirl one comes after between issues 39 and 40, and then 40. And the whole that's the order of how they're set up in this particular trade. But this storyline is just really awesome. Yeah, it's obvious. The Joker is back after the events of Death of the Family. And this storyline only wrapped up just last year. Yeah. Even though the trade itself is not that old. I mean, this trade just came out probably late last year, I think it was. Yeah, it was late last year when this trade came out. But the storyline itself wrapped up a year ago. And I don't want to spoil too much this storyline, but you gotta admit, it's a really dang good story. And this is the second trade called simply The Joker, and has the storyline with it. They did the same thing with Death of the Family also, where it also had pretty much the same thing where it collected the entire event in one trade. They didn't do that with when it comes to Night of Owls. It was called Batman because even though it didn't deal with the only reason why Joker's name was on the cover of this trade is because the Joker is the main villain of it. Unlike the first known big storyline, it was just simply called Batman Court of Owls, and then the actual trade for the Batman graphic novel series is known as simply Batman City of Owls. This one just simply known as Joker Endgame. And it's got beautiful artwork by Greg Capullo. Now, there's many creative creators here. You got Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, who does Batman issues. You got James Tynion IV, who does the Batman Annual. Becky Cohen, Brandon Fletcher, and Brian Bucciolo. Yeah. Now of these guys, James Tynion IV does the Annual. Scott Snyder does the issues of Batman. Gotham Academy is done by Becky Cohen. Batgirl is done by Brandon Fletcher. Arkham Manor is done by, I believe, Gary Duggan, if not mistaken. Let me take a look at that. Let's see. James Tynion IV also does the backup stories from the Batman series, which goes on for issues 35, 39. Let's see if I can find it here. I know it's in here someplace. The artwork in some of these things is really good. Actually, Arkham Manor story is done by Frank Terry. Yeah, he's the one who does the Arkham Manor one-shot. Which, with that one, unlike the rest of these where the series came back right afterwards, Arkham Manor ended the 6 issues. But this is the only place you can find the Arkham Manor one-shot. Yeah. But this is really good. The only story that's really kind of a bit of a lackluster type story is probably the Detective. It's the other one that's actually kind of disappointing is the one for Detective Comics, the Detective Comics Endgame one shot. That's the other one here that's actually kind of disappointing. Everything else in here is really good, even the Arkham Manor, the Gotham Academy stuff. Now, I do own pretty much everything that's in this trade except for the Endgame one shot for Detective Comics and the Batman A #3. Those two things I don't own, but everything else we print in this trade I do own. I do own the Batman issues. Now, one of the artwork, the first backup story in Batman, the artwork is done by Graham, let's see, I know it's in here, it's done by Graham something, if I can get to the page, Graham North, I think his name is. One is done by Kelly Jones. Now, it's like it's like Scott Snyder just brought back this bunch of famous Batman artists. I mean, first is Kelly Jones, let's see, I get that particular story. The second one's artwork is done by Graham Nolan. He does the second one. Let's see. Let's get over the. Okay, in the right one. Okay. Of course, in the part 2, it's revealed that that's the Joker reveals to Batman that he is back. I mean, he reveals to him that Eric Borden was always the Joker. Yeah, Eric Borden first showed up, in case you're wondering. The first time Eric Borden showed up was in the second Batman Annual. That was the first time he ever showed up. And he's sort of been a minor reoccurring character. And then because of Endgame, it's revealed that he's the one who actually was Eric Borden all along. Okay, First Slap, which is the third one. The artwork in here is done by John Macreda, I think it's how you pronounce the guy's name. Yeah. But I enjoyed these backup stories. I thought these were really good. So some people, when this story was coming out, they were charging when the initial first 5 parts came out, DC was charged all 6 parts. Now Scott Snyder fought them on this. I read about this in an article when this was coming out, that DC was going to charge every single issue $4.99 a piece. Scott Snyder fought them on that, and everyone probably thought, oh, maybe he kept it just for the one issue. No, the entire storyline was $4.99 a piece, and I'm not kidding about this. Now, the fourth artist in here for the Batman one backup stories. This one is my least favorite Batman artist. I had no disrespect toward the guy, but I am not a fan of this guy's artwork. Sam Keith. I saw this guy. I mean, he's a good writer and all, but he did that 3-parter ghost story, Batman Confidential. Yeah, I read that recently. Just not a fan of this artwork at all. I don't believe that there is a backup story for issue 40. I don't believe so. No. I'm gonna show you the let's see if I can get to that thing. I don't believe here's part 5. Let's see. Part 5 it does have backstory. Let's see. Here we go. The last one's done by Dustin Nguyen. He's probably one of the more recent artists that's done the Batman series. Now for those first 2 artists, I at least gotta show you a sample of their artwork. Graham North, I love this guy's artwork. He's a really good artist. Here's Kelly Jones, who is a classic Batman artist. I mean, he used to draw Batman in the 90s. Yep, he did. Now for Graham Nolan, who is one of my personal favorite ones. Now, this artwork I did like. I really wish this guy would do more Batman stories. I mean, this artwork is great. Yeah, you gotta love this artwork. It's beautiful. I mean, yes, the story itself is still pretty decent and all, but yeah. So basically, you have a trade that has a bunch of really good artists in it. Well, with the exception of Sam Keith. No, I do like his writing. Not a fan of his artwork. Nope. And yes, I know for a fact this guy also did. I remember he also did a Lobo one shot. He did like the crossover between Batman, Lobo, and Judge Dredd. I'm not kidding. Not a fan of this guy's artwork. I don't despise the artist. I'm just not a fan of his artwork. But despite that, that's one little nitpick I have about this. It has one really bad artist on here. But one artist my least favorite Batman artist. But yeah, awesome story. I give this book a 9 out of 10. I only take the extra point off because this one was so good. I only take the extra point off simply because of the artist is not my favorite. But this is good. Alright. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 203 and Doubleshot number 137. Until then, see you there. Bye.